Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
If I don't dwell too much into this thing, rather I go by natural point of view, biological point of view, and I say that human beings, Homo sapiens, are only here for the purpose of nature. We are just here to produce offsprings and die. Unfortunately, we are living more than we were supposed to. We should die around 30, 35. That is the maximum age or the optimal age for Homo sapiens, because they have produced a Homo sapien, another Homo sapien, and made him grow that he can survive on his own. There is now technology and everything. That's why we are living so much. And when what nature is doing by itself, for even for dogs, for lions, for cats, everyone, why are we as humans, because we have conscience, I know we will say because we have conscience, but I'm still saying that why do we have to think so much about everything, about sukha, dukkha, and whatever the big Hindi words you said? I never knew I will say this sentence, big Hindi words. I thought my Hindi is very good, but okay, I admit my Hindi is not so good. But all these things we have, why do we have to think so much? Why don't we just do? I mean, if as I gave an example of that person who always smokes in front of my building, and I get so angry at him that why he's smoking when in this situation also. But still, I say that let him do it, gives him happiness. Why do I have to think deep into everything? Why cannot I live in the moment? Like that movie, one of my favorite movies is Kal Ho Na Ho, obviously because of its title, not because of the entirety of the movie. The title says that what if there is no tomorrow? Zindagi Milegi Na Dobara, another of my favorite movie. It says that live this life so much that because you will not get another life. And it all comes to my thinking again that there is not even darkness after death. So why do we have to think so much? Why cannot we live in small spurt of sukha, not sukh? Yeah, I forgot again. Anand, not Anand, but sukh. If I'm wrong, correct me. That small spurts of joy. What's wrong with that? Why do we have to keep on
It's a
thinking so many
choice.
big
You're
things?
making a choice that you don't want to that you don't want to be in a state of anand all the time. It is your choice. It is you who is not stopping yourself from thinking, right? It is not me. It is not Navi. It is not Amanyu saying, okay, don't think, or think. It is you. Now you understand that even your mind is not in your control. To do that, you have to reflect. In Indian culture, we say sadhana karni padti hai. You have to meditate, talk to yourself, अपने अंदर के विकारों को नाश करो. Just end all the negativity from your physical body first. Then comes the different bodies. You have your physical body, annamay kosh bolte hain usko. Then you have your pranamay kosh, your I don't know what you call prana in English, but yeah, pranamay kosh is the second thing. The third thing comes your subtle body, and then finally comes your cosmic body. So, and then after that comes your atman. But do you understand your body first? Your physical body to samajh lo pehle apni. You're not able to control your mind. What will you control your life? Nothing you can control. One thought you can't control. For example, let's say, for example, if I'm I'm addicted to, let's say, weed. If I'm having weed, if I'm not able to control my let's say indriya, that we call it, my sense of that pleasure that I'll get after having that one drag of weed. If I can't even control that, what will I make changes in the entire world? Nothing. Everything is so momentarily. If you like a mixture of let's say, this moment I'll be happy, the moment I'm sad, again happy, again sad, depressed maybe. Such people will end up in a mental asylum only. And that physical mental asylum or mental asylum, that is totally your call. Why you get depressed? You get depressed because of something which has happened that made you felt really low about yourself. Things never happened as planned. It's okay, big deal. Make goals. Don't fall for it. Goals are important. Outcomes aaya nahi hai, that's a secondary thing. At least you tried. People don't even try helping others. They just think over it. I'll be 50 years old, then I'll open this, then I'll do that. I'll be 55 years old, when I'll be retired, then I'll do this for the country, that will never happen. These people will die only. Nothing else will happen, because they are on a journey to accumulate stuff. Unless something drastic happens, somebody close to you, for whom your parents, for example, most of the parents, they would have given their lives on us. They would have not even said a single thing. But look at them. When let's say when they're getting old, like, are you feeling the same way as your parents were feeling when you were young? Did you even check with your parents how you feeling? Did you even talk to them about their old story, which they will never tell? Why you were so difficult? Why were you so soft? Things like that. Nahi hai na. So you have to get back to your roots. People start hating the place they come from. That is very sad.
Okay.
But that is happening.
Now, when you say all these things, it is coming from a very well-read person with, fortunately or unfortunately, his or her more own experiences. With experiences, a person learns. What if I say that in this case you are a spiritual elitist, I mean, and you cannot say to a person who is cutting hair in a hair salon, and most of his day goes cutting people's hair, and in the evening he sits on a pan tapri, he talks to his friends, he, after before going home, he uh, drinks a cheap whiskey or something, and then goes home, and that is his best day. And why is this, all this knowledge which you are giving to us right now, and whatever we will achieve from that knowledge will be better than that person who is a normal person without knowledge, without any time to read? Probably he will read when he retires from his job, when he is 75 or 80, dying from cancer because he drank cheap wine, whiskey. Why is the whole life is good or bad? What is the difference between your, what life you are suggesting and what life he is living, and why should we even compare that also?
So two things. The first thing is, you should not compare. Doesn't matter. The next thing is, why that person, like, don't you should think why that person is in a state wherein that person can't even afford to have, let's say, 3 meals a day for the family. I'm not talking about people who splurge money on alcohol. I'm just saying one simple normal poor person. For that, to understand it, again goes back to the British era. We were trained, the people were trained at that point in time to be clerks. So what will happen if you will also grow? Then who will wash, let's say, commode in my house? I will not let you grow that much. I will give you education, but not a proper education till, let's say, 5th class or 8th class. That's it, done. Good enough for you to get a job again of a sweeper or, let's say, whatever. So that's why there were skills in South. This culture is still preserved. There are still set of people who follow the skill set. They have been, let's say, goldsmiths since ages, and they also live a very frugal life. You come to South, you'll not see people splurging money on marriages. They'll save money. So one simple mantapa they will take. And what will happen? All this money they'll give the newly wedded people as gold or something. That's it.
See, Vaibhav, I am with
Now,
you.
let's say, for example, why this person? So this gyan, why this person is not having this gyan? The reason is that not given better education at all. Why we have so much of money? Why we have so much of money, and a person is not having even, let's say, 1/100 of that? Why? At least one person, each of us should take some responsibility about it. But no, suddenly we'll think, I'll do it later, not now.
There my
I have seen
selfishness
people.
comes.
I have seen people, Varun, when let's say this time, oh, I've paid my monthly allowance for this monthly salary, monthly wage to my maid. Fine, but the lockdown is for next one more month. So I'll not pay for that month. Nah? Why? But I paid for half. Why? If your company also do the same thing to you, that you are working from home, let's just give you 10%, 20% of the entire salary that you're getting. Will you feel good about it? No. Your lifestyle, you don't want to cut on your lifestyle at all, but you want people who are weaker than you to cut their lifestyle. How fair is that?
Okay, so Vaibhav, I have 2 points then. First of all, regarding that maid example, I gave my maid a salary for 6 months while she was not working, but thing did not give me any happiness. It was just a thing which I thought should be done. It didn't give me any happiness. I didn't even think about the second I sent her through online. I did an online payment, but because everyone says that helping others, empathy, it didn't give me any happiness. And on the other hand, whatever you are saying, whenever you bring this thing that in our culture during British time and etc., I'm asking you now that why my life cannot be independent of the place, the culture, the time, the year, the family I am born. Again, I'm going back to the same thing, that barber who is cutting hair and is happy, and you who is uh, quite well to do, you are a knowledgeable person and an elitist in the IQ point of view. Why does that matter? Why should that matter? Or should there
Because
is
you have chosen to be a part of society, Varun. Had it been the case that you have chosen a place like, let's say, Haridwar or Uttarakhand or
no,
Himalayas, and
no,
there's
no,
no
no.
one,
I don't
so
agree
no,
with you.
same,
That person is not chosen.
because
Wait,
you're part of the society, hence you have a responsibility towards it, not a duty, but a responsibility towards it. If you don't want to accept it, that is totally your choice, your agyan. But if you understand, since I'm a part of the society, your gatekeeper, for example, your security guard, you might not have any empathy with that person, but if you remove all the security guards, one fine day will come, because of this anxiety is happening in the entire country, people start coming inside your place, they start looting you, because they're so worried about their own life, thanks to these security guards, right? So you're part of society. You can't just simply say that, oh, I should not feel anything. Or let's say, for example, you didn't felt anything. Understand the nature of bliss. You don't have to, this thought that you are unhappy or happy will not even come if you are in the state of bliss. Have you seen a child saying that I'm happy or I'm sad? Child is always in a state of bliss. Again, do not do anything to the child. The child will always be in bliss. It is when we get as adults, okay, fine, do something. Hey, I'll teach you something. Or one fine day, let's say, I'll show my child, hey, wo Gana, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Then that might make my child feel unhappy or sad. It is we who are responsible. Sanskars we are giving, right? We are to be blamed. So that by nature, by default, our nature, Atman nature is happiness. But let's say, Varun, if you're not agreeing that days, like you're following the Buddhism philosophy where they just think that, okay, this body is, that's it. But they still believe on the value of karma, right? So all the Indian centric religions, they all value karma. Whether Jainism never believes in God, Buddhism never believes in Atman only. So what? Whatever works for you. End of the day, karma happens. It never gave you happiness because you're thinking the nature of happiness that I will get ye on my face. No, you'll feel it. Now that you're not able to feel it, that is because you are not meditating enough. You're not talking to yourself enough. Reflect. Rigorous reflection is required. Do you write something about yourself when you feel sad, happy? There's something called gratitude gift. So it's like, let's say, if Naveen has done something to you which helped you in some way, did you ever write him a big thing and surprised him without even letting him know that he did something for you? We don't do it. Simple, small things. Have you seen a child? The child will simply come and just hug you if you made that child happy. right? So it is our fault, our own learned sanskaras from the society. It is you who are choosing you to be you are. But the journey of who am I is not that easy. You have to really think a lot.
I know whatever you are saying is correct. I know whatever you are saying is makes sense. I know whatever you are saying is that if I apply it to my life, not 100% because I do not agree with you 100% on every point. But again, for example, take it like this. The end destination is happiness for someone. So make a building, name it happiness. And you are going by a bike, a Kawasaki bike, 600cc or something like that. And another person is going by a bicycle who has to pedal. And if he is enjoying driving that bike to reach happiness, well and good. That is people like you and all those knowledgeable people who are now preachers or gurus or whatever. And then there are people like me who are on that bicycle. We are trying to feel happy, or what should I say, that every pedal which we make to move ahead 5 meters, that makes us happy. Not don't do not go by anatomy, do not go by the pain in the knees. And it is just an example that every pedal that I push is giving me happiness, and I'm also going to the same destination, getting to the happiness. So why should there be a difference between those two? Because what I am seeing is that when a preachers, gurus, they come to us or we ask them questions, they give so many deep thinking about history and about all the sages, Socrates, Plato, Zune, whoever comes. But what about normal people, Aam Aadmi like me? What about that? I do not have time to read those things. People will say everybody has time, you can make out time, blah, blah, blah. Boss, everybody knows they do not have 25 hours, first of all. How much people are wasting time in traffic, how much people are wasting time because they are cooking themselves, because they are not well enough to hire a maid to cook for them. So why do I have to learn or give my time, or why am I not good enough because I do not know all the teachings of our sages, of our culture, of our history?
So you're thinking in a totally different way.
Practical way.
This was always our culture. It is just that we forgot that culture. Now, if you don't have time for yourself, why are you even running?
See, Vaibhav, the point is,
What are you running for? Like, you're saying, I want to do this, I want to gain this, I want to get this and that, and you don't spend time with yourself. There's no me time in whatever way you want to spend. I'm not saying you have to sit and close your eyes, whatever helps you. Ideas to reflect, to see what is happening in you, and slowly that's a stage. Again, when you took that example of a bicycle car, again, it's a state of maybe the age that you are in. You know how sanskaras come in your life?
Indian TV serials.
You repeat things.
Through parents.
Repeat things, that becomes a samskara. Somebody told you that if you do this, you will become bad. You do this, you will become bad, and that is a sanskara now. It becomes your mindset. What if that person was only wrong? Again, if you are attaching yourself to anything which is materialistic, the outcome is always and always dukkha. Simple as that. You will experience it.
Personally, I am not materialistic 100%, but I think that I go after the materials who make my life comfortable, so that when I meditate for 1 hour every day, I should not be worried about things like,
Have you ever taken a proper sleep? I'm sure you have. When you get up in the morning, do you even remember that you slept for like 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours? Do you time that also? That is the best state in the entire 24 hours that you spend with yourself, best time that you have. So other than that, what you're doing, as soon as you get up, all these thoughts will come in your mind. I have to run for X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D reasons. But when you were sleeping, all these things were never there. You simply slept. So when you're in pain, there's a level to body, it can tolerate pain. After that, the body will simply say, okay, fine, I'm shutting down, over ho gaya pain, now I cannot cry more. And the body will simply sleep. End of the day, by nature, each and every cell want to achieve bliss. It is you who are denying it. I'm not denying it. You yourself, you are denying it. Attach yourself. After you run for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, one day you will realize. And that one day will be the last day of your life, or at least 15, 20 years before your life ends. That is your call. And what destination you are approaching, what destination? It is always there with you. You have made it a destination. You will make yourself unhappy. You will make yourself sad. You will make yourself whatever you want to. It is not a destination. It's not a journey. It is always there with you. Look at your body, right? So a Varun who was like 5 years old to Varun who is like 30 years old. You have seen yourself. Are you the same Varun or you're not? Maybe the physical body changed. A lot of sanskar would have come. The internal matter will remain same. So anyway, but you don't believe Atman. So anyway, that won't apply to you. So maybe just look at how you have changed.
See,
I think.
Go ahead, Naveen. I will ask him later because this is the point we can ask him.
See, I'll relate it to myself. I think I'm always behind that happiness. I'm always chasing that happiness. I'm in a job, means I have already changed almost 3 to 4 companies. And I further achieve, I want to work for that particular company. I want to achieve that particular package. So the thing is, actually, I'm always going behind, searching for that happiness. And every time when I'm achieving that particular thing, my idea, my definition of happiness is getting changed. So how to prevent it? Because ultimately at one point of time, I'm thinking about like I have lost it, or maybe time is running so fast that I could not able to achieve whatever I wanted to. So how to satisfy myself? Okay, this is the stage, or I need to every time compromise myself. Okay, this is what is your target, or this is what you can achieve, and you cannot go beyond it. So what is the idea behind it, Vaibhav?
2 ways to look at it. One is the animal nature of expanding yourself. All the time you want to expand yourself, and that's actually nature also. If you look at the nature, the idea is to expand all the time. So let's say when you started your job, you always wanted to go to the next level. Same people who are after knowledge, people like me who are after knowledge, I just want to increase the span of my knowledge. And that happens with you also. Now, where do you want to put let's say a comma or a full stop or whatever you want to put? You need to understand, are you giving sufficient time to yourself, to your own mental well-being, to your own health? So so I don't know about other places, but the city which I'm in, lot of super duper rich people died, didn't get even bed. Do whatever you want to do with the money now. Take your heaven, is it? No. If they would have just focused on their health, their own mental well-being. People here are dying with anxiety more than your COVID. So how you get anxiety? Unfulfilled desires. The desire is what you have to work on. If you can cut down on desires, that's why I was talking about the aparigraha thing, the frugal living. Cut down on desires, unnecessary. Why do you want to expand? You have one house, enough, no? Why? What you will look? I'll put that on rent, so that when I'm getting old, I'll get some rent. Or maybe after 20 years, the property values will whatever appreciate. I'll get maybe double. And then because I know my son, my daughter may not be able to take care of us when I'm old. Have you
So
seen
does it
tomorrow?
means that go with the flow, means sleep on the time, wake up at a perfect time, spend time with your family, don't think too much,
About
don't if you want to visit entire world and you have less money only, and so be in your country only and enjoy yourself, means limit your desires, limit your ambitions, and go with the flow. So is it like that?
So the problem with all of us is that we are materialistic attached. All these sages in our country, they never went to different solar system to find out which planet comes out of what. But they still had all that knowledge before even European or Americans or whatever people got this right. They never had to travel there. Each other because you want to experience that. You want to have it in your experience. What all can you have it in your experience? There will always be a limit. You are able to see all 3D items. Maybe an ant cannot. An ant can just see you as length and breadth. What if there are beings around us which are 4D? We can't see them, right? So
Right.
again, your desires, you desire to have this. You have to control that. That's it. Maybe if you have your children, focus on them getting good education. Focus that they should not hurt anyone. They should have good samskaras. Fine, I never had a chance, but now that I'm realizing I'm that phase wherein I can discriminate between what is true and what is not true, at least for this physical body, for this materialistic world. That much I can teach my child, right? So discrimination is an art. By default, nature discriminates. Survival of the fittest, you all know that. But you are not an animal.
Uh,
You have to understand that that's why you have a choice. Only human beings have choice, no? So
Yes.
anyway, so there are a lot of things. So you have to discriminate between which desire is actually important, essential for your life. If you understand what life is, are you making an impact on the society that has done so much for you? You might even not think about the teachers that because of which you are earning a lot of money. You might say, oh, this college was bullshit, this college was not, the teachers are not. Because of that college only you are here. Because of your parents, they paid the fees, you are here. However bad, good they were, did you ever appreciate them? Have you ever shown your gratitude towards them? That's what selfish will lead you into. And finally, you will all fell into the trap of being alone. Very materialistic. Everything is happening good with me. You all will be together. Suddenly, I lost my wealth. Suddenly, I lost my interest in accumulating things. You lose interest in me. That's how the materialistic world works. You run after things. You suffer in big accident. You lose everything, and then nobody is friend with you. Or even if they are friends, they will, till the time you are dead, they will keep this reminder on your head. Hey, you remember how I helped you? Right?
So what I understand, Vaibhav, means like other than the materialistic things and the health, I mean, could be physical health. So, and more than important is the mental well-being, as you said. So, I mean,
Mental stability.
yeah, I want to put a general experience in my own life. Like sometime I go for running or maybe go to gym, and I do, I mean, good exercise and come back also, but eat well. But ultimately, sometimes we don't feel like, okay, we have done the good exercise, and but somewhere in the mental, so lot of things will be running. So what I try to say is the more than the this physical health, we have to focus on the mental well-being, and we might need to look at some spiritual part of the life. I mean, if that's so, how to go ahead? Because as in the starting only I told, we are maybe we are thinking we have so many responsibility and running behind commitment after commitment, and somewhere we just forget ourselves. So, how to reach that state? I mean, to look for ourselves. I mean, as we
Basically, you
uh,
want a path of redemption.
No,
From
it's
there,
also about how to prevent ourselves from the negativity around us and from the society, from family side, from our friends. How to save ourselves to be positive, to be happy.
so there's an example from a corporate world only. So once a person who was working in some corporate, he was very unhappy because of the politics around him. And this guy heard that, okay, fine, I should go to the HR to complain about this. HR was a very senior person, he was the head of the company, and he was like, so what is the issue exactly? And everybody is saying negative things. The atmosphere at all, I don't like it. It's so, it's smothering. Okay, fine. He says that, okay, I'll just fill that glass till that brim. He points at some glass. He said, okay, just take this glass till your desk. And the desk was quite far, like at least like 50, 60 steps. This person went and sat there, and then he called him back. Said, okay, did you hear anything the people said on your way? No, I was busy in handing the glass only. I was not at all listening to the thing. I was totally focused. That is your training. You need to train your brain. That's how training works. You need to train how to not look at things which is giving negativity. End of the day, it is you. You are attracting negativity because you already are negative. Not that I am making you negative. If you have a feeling of low self-worth about yourself, I can't help it. I'll just say you're good for nothing, man, and suddenly you'll feel, oh my god, yeah, I'm good for nothing. And hey, how can you say that? All this suddenly defense mechanism will happen because you're already feeling so low about yourself. Hence, it is us who are responsible. Don't blame others. Finally, you want to win over someone or something. This is what I was mentioning earlier. We all want to have some control of something. Our body is not in control, but we want to control the entire world. That's the sad part is happening in this world. But the idea, this can be improved. You can just train yourself. And that's how we learn how to detach yourself from things. If not learning, then it will be difficult.
When someone says to me that you should detach yourself from some things, then I ask,
sorry, say that again.
When you say that you have to detach yourself, right? I should ask you a question first before giving you my point. Do you know about the Library of Alexandria, or for our Takshila University? These are the one of the oldest universities with all the books of our sages, of our philosophers, with all the stories, with all the truths of the past and everything. What do you think you will do if you are given a free pass to one of those universities or the library? I bet you will say that you will read every book in that, right?
So
no, wait. If you say that you will read every book in that because that is such a great information and everything is so important for us to live life, what if I say that when I know that this life is single life, we come on earth just once, earth is finite, life is finite, why do not I use this life to experience all this wonderful parts of the earth, all this wonderful good and bad things, the herbs which give us long life and the herbs which give us which take us out of this body and to to the god, all those psychedelics. Why do I stop myself from doing everything? Because after all, experience is just again a bunch of information which is into our uh, which is embedded into our mind, which we can use later on whenever we need as a form of information. Just like what you will do when you go to a library, you read an awesome book, you get Bhagavad Gita just for an example, and then you can use those teachings. So why is if why is it this thing called materialistic, that you want to experience everything in the world? I want to drive the fastest car. I want to go to space through Elon Musk rocket so that I can come back. I also want to uh, what should I say, eat the cheesiest pizza in this world wherever it is. I also want to go and visit each and every longitude and longitudinal cross section of this world. Why is it called materialistic, and why do you think people call it inferior than the intellectual knowledge? Why is it so? Why everyone says that you going after? So there are many people who have at least 300 cars in their garage, and they do not drive some of them for even in their lifetime, but still that makes them happy. Why is it called materialistic? What is wrong with being materialistic?
Wrong, right? Again, it's choice. So, for example, olden times people used to communicate just like that without any mobile phone. Now you'll say, oh, these are mythology and all those things, but don't believe it's okay.
No,
After
wait.
1,000 years,
There, scientifically, some people have proven that there is something called out of body something, or a third party. That means that some person
yeah,
lives sitting
OB
in,
experiences.
yes, OB experiences also, but also that they are sitting in America and they can see what is happening in India, and some people have done that, and some scientists, or not scientists,
So
but
you understand. You need to understand the meaning of consciousness. In our culture, we call this a chit. And again, it's a big subject. Let's dwell into some other day. But when as answering your question with why people are, let's say, on the books part, there are like thousands of books on self-help, right? Rich Dad Poor Dad. I'll just read that, and will I become rich? Until I'm applying that knowledge in my life, in my own. So in Hindi we call it prayog. If I'm not using or utilizing it in my life, I will not be able to understand how that thing works. Now, if your quest was to create something, the total like the difference is it's like very contrasting to what you said, that you want to experience the fastest vehicle. There's always be someone who will beat you, right? Not that Usain Bolt is still the fastest. It is a thing that will keep on changing. Now again, so let's say a 600 km per hour car, you have this experience on this. There's one more car, 900 km per hour. Now I want that car. And look at this now: iPhone 6, iPhone 7, iPhone 11, iPhone 11s, iPhone 11 what? You see BMW, this version, that version. Again, so for what joy? Like, you have one time you experience, okay, fine, get it done, na boss. But no, you want it more experiences.
but
No, I want to explain rocket also. Then what? End of the day, what if you just sit here and you connect to something called the Samuhik Chit? There's something called that also. It's like there's a world of consciousness. There's a network of consciousness also. Why don't you aim for that? No, but you have to sit with yourself. No, it's boring.
it is boring.
Yeah. But the thing is, those who are having that experience, one astral experience you'll get, and suddenly you'll be like, oh, I want more. So your definition of what you want, desire, will still be there. But at least for what? You still want to experience some knowledge, not that you want to get into and just be a driver. You yourself is a machine. Only the Atman is driving. What will drive others?
I agree with you at some level, but again, I'm saying that for me, knowledge and experience are like Rama and Krishna. Both are at same level. I cannot deny experience just because someone says, okay, you have to be more knowledgeable, and I cannot deny knowledge because someone says that once you get experience, you will get more knowledge. No, they have to go side by side, and parallelly, what if you grow this one, you will experience things better. If you have more experience, you will understand the knowledge imparted by someone better.
So, for example, if you want to get into research, proper research, how come with only H you have so many elements on this planet? Did you ever research on that? No. Why? Nobody actually want to. It's too much of brain work. So we want as per our convenience. the knowledge also that we want as per our convenience. This much I want to take. That's why I was talking properly about that challenge and skill flow matrix. As per my skill, if I get that much of challenge, then I'll be in that flow. So yeah, fine, great, go ahead, do that. But if it is just a transitory in nature, you will suffer dukkha again in your life. So transition is something which always affects us. It can be your parents transitioning from, can be your own loved one transitioning life, can be your car, your house, it will go, right? Bodies will always affect us. So something you should have, you should always stay with it. Your experience, you are feeling joyful or happy, whatever, while riding that fastest car or rocket, how will you can help me in having that experience? You'll again end up in boasting, right? So fine, you went to rocket. If you're a person that, okay, I'm very introvert kind of person, I just want Elon Musk, I'm paying you this much of money, I just send me there now, please. Don't publicize it. It should be a secret mission. Fine. But mostly people are not like that. If you're like that, fine, it's okay. If it is working for you.
You know, Weber,
You want people to know that you have achieved something in your life. There comes your dukkha. But again, somebody will not be happy. You can't keep 750 crore people happy. Even your own body cells won't be happy. So maybe you are having amazing fun with that at 600, 700,000 km per hour. Maybe the brains are not feeling happy. Maybe your stomach cells are not feeling happy. Some part of it might be happy. Yeah, great.
I think I agree with you. I don't know how can I agree with you on everything but still disagree with you on everything too. Let me give you one of my thing, that whenever I think of my life, I always think about my death. And when people ask, how do you want to die? Some people say, oh, I want to die when I am asleep. Some people say, I just don't want to get very sick when I die. Or some people say, I just want to die like this. When someone asks me, how do you want to die? And I am telling because I want to explain to you how much I am in love with experience rather than knowledge. When people ask me, how do you want to die? I say that I am afraid of heights and I am afraid of depths of ocean. Literally, I'm talking about real heights and depths of oceans. And people ask me, how do you want to die? I say that when doctor says that, okay, now I cannot save him, he will die very soon, I will go to a skydiving place. I will ask them to take me in the plane and drop me from the sky, because at that point of time, I want to experience skydiving. But I also will tell them, tie my feet with a heavy stone so that when I go into the sea, I will do deep sea diving and I cannot come out of the water just because of buoyancy or something. And I will take some oxygen with some chloroform in it so that I can slowly die inside the ocean, but again have that experience of deep sea diving. This is how much I love experience. And that is my ultimate goal of happiness, because after that there is DMT in my mind. And just imagine DMT when you are under, my pineal gland will release some DMT and I will die under at a place where I'm the most afraid of, but that would be my last experience. I think that is making me happy, and I do not have to get a lot of knowledge for
something
that.
called Murphy's law. There's something called Murphy's law. Whatever will happen, whatever, all those possibilities which can go wrong or right will happen. So anyway, the thing is, you're talking about the physical body that you have.
Right? I was talking about experiences, just experience. I'm saying that's how much I love experience, that even when I'm dying, I want to have my experiences.
So are you experiencing each and every day? Are you that much aware? If you are, then you can say that. Else it becomes kind of hypocritical in nature, that you are saying something but you actually don't mean it. You're saying it. Are you experiencing each and every day like that? That fine, today I've got birth, before sleeping I'm going to die. Then that makes sense. Like in a government job, a person, as soon as the person joins, in his ID card or her ID card will mention the last working day also. You can check with your parents if they work in some government job. That thing is not there with human bodies, right? Right now, I'm spoiling my present. Different kind of things I'm thinking, negative things I'm thinking. I don't want to die like this, or you will die like that only then. Take care of your present. Your future, don't get into that. If your present is fine, your future will be fine. Obviously, you have to that much consciousness we are, that much conscious we are, that if we are spoiling our health with the various kind of not so good thing for the body will become feeble, and hence the energy will released. That's how it works, right? So if you burn lighting a matchstick, till the time the matchstick is proper, healthy, you can see the light. As soon as the matchstick is gone, consumed, energy released, and then you say, right? Have you observed fire for that matter? How many parts a fire has? Like, you have to be that much aware, I'm saying. If you can be, obviously, Varun, you will be able to experience whatever you are saying.
Great. I think, guys, this podcast will last for now 2 hours, and we should end this right now. But I want to take a promise from Vaibhav that he will come back soon, and I want to have so many discussions with him with all the things like Chit, all the things like what he said, that this is another topic we want to discuss with you, and probably we will get to learn something. And I want you to say one day that, yeah, Varun, you are also right a little bit. So,
we all are right. So you need to understand, Varun, that the brain that we have, right? A human being will think the best it can. Hence, the human being will never think that person is wrong. I'm always right. It is your perception that had changed my right into wrong. Is it my problem? No. I killed you with all my sincerity. You took it in wrong. What can I do? So you all are right in our own ways. It's just that dharma aa jayega yahan par.
Good. So, my friends, thanks for listening or watching our podcast. Please write down in the comments below about your views about our discussion today, and please like, subscribe, and share our channel and our video. As you know, we have just started, and we want to grow a little bit faster and give you a good and better quality content through this podcast. And yeah, see you next time. Bye-bye.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. It sound right, boys. It sound right, boys. it sound right, boy.